Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this one we are going to be going over a brand new change that Blizzard has implemented kind of last minute for World of Warcraft Arena. So if you guys did not know, Blizzard is going to be adding arena map pools and an arena map pool rotation. So basically right now we have 15 different maps in the World of Warcraft for Arena. I have them listed on this other page. We'll go through them in just a second. So basically they're saying, you know what, we've hit 15 different maps. That is I guess they feel like that's too many maps to be able to rotate through. They want people to basically be able to come up with strategies. So like if you're queuing into a certain team, they want you in a certain week to be able to come up with a strategy for Dalaran and have a higher chance of actually getting that map. So maybe, as the weeks go by, Arena feels like it's a little bit of a different experience. Maybe there's a certain map pool, a certain week that gives your composition an advantage over the others. And I've seen some players really up in arms about this. Some players, they like it, something different. Some players don't really care, but I've been thinking about it a lot. Okay, so basically what they've done is they've created these 3 pools, and the pools aren't exactly balanced. So what people are complaining about is if you play like a melee cleave, for example, maybe you just skip a week. It's like, hey, I have a slightly higher chance of not playing on a small map, which is my advantage as a melee cleave, so I'm just not going to play at all. And I don't think that's actually going to play out, to be honest with you. I think that people are overreacting a little bit. And in general, I don't think at the end of the day, it's really going to matter that much. And I'll give you my reasoning for that, okay? So first of all, we can take a look at the different maps. So I have them all listed here, small, medium, and large. I was discussing this with Supatese earlier today, what he thinks the different maps are, and I concur. So this is what I kind of came up with. For the small maps, we have Blade's Edge, Hook Point, Ruins of Lordaeron, Blackrook, Hold Arena, and Dalaran Sewer. So we have 5 out of 15 small maps. And there'll be some debate whether Blade's Edge is a small map or not. In general, I think at least when I play caster comps, I don't really like Blade's Edge very much. There might be specific matchups where, Blade's Edge isn't ideal. It's kind of like a wild card, but I would still consider it on, the smaller side of things. It's pretty easy to hit your target. Unless you're like kiting huge circles around the map, it's not very difficult to actually get to your target outside of like knocks and stuff. But I would still consider it a small map, but it's kind of like specialized. So you have like a 1 in 3 chance. There's 15 arena maps total, and you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting a small map. For medium-sized map, we have Nagrand, Tigers, the new map, Nakudan, Proving Grounds, I would say is a medium-sized map as well. And then there's some debate on Ashamane's Fall. But I feel like personally, people might disagree with me, just like with the Blades on small. People might think that Ashamane's Fall is a medium-sized map, but I don't think so. I think it's a large-sized map. I think it does favor Wizard comps. It's not the hugest map, so I would say it's kind of like between medium and large, but I would still put it on that large side and say that Wizards have an advantage over double melee on that map. And then for the large maps, we have the most of those. So we have Enigma Crucible, we have Mugambala, we have the Robodrome, we have Ashamane's Fall, we have Tolvaron Arena, we have Empyrean Domain, we have Maldraxxus Coliseum. There's a lot of large maps. With the exception of maybe Ashamane's that could be moved to medium, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 15 chance of getting. So almost a 50% chance of hitting those large maps, okay? So what I did here is I looked at the different pools. You can see here's Pool A, Pool B, Pool C, all the different maps, and I have them listed here. So for Pool A, we have 2 medium maps. If you agree with what I'm saying here, we have 2 medium maps, 1 small map, and 5 large maps. So I would say Pool A, just based off of that, is kind of like a Wizards week. All right. Now, Pool B, we have 3 small maps with Ruins of Lordaeron, Blade's Edge Arena, and Blackrook Hold Arena. So 3 small maps, 2 medium maps, and 3 large maps. I would say this is a kind of like a neutral. I would say this is like an even week, okay? It's probably the most balanced of the weeks. And then you have Pool C, which only has 1 small, 2 medium, and 5 large. So this would be a week that is, I would say, another Wizards week. But the problem is there's just way more large maps, right? Like you just have more large maps, more medium maps than you do small. But I do think it could be balanced a little bit better. So I don't necessarily mind the idea of this. I think it could be interesting. I think in general, there's so many arena maps that I don't think people are really going to like freak out that we only have, 8 in a specific week. Personally, and I think it might be interesting. The thing that I would like to see is the pools balanced a little bit better. So at least having, 2 medium. I think the goal should be at least 2. What should we do? 2 medium, and then 4. So I think that would probably be the best thing that you could do, or like a 3-3 split, something like that. 2 medium, 3 large, 3 small. I think would be ideal. Like I said, though, the problem is there's too many large maps overall. So if you're just queuing, right? If you're just queuing, you're going to have a higher chance to get a large map anyways. So I would say the maps in general are more like wizard and caster favored. So I don't think you're ever going to have like a perfect split just based off how the maps are, even if there was no change whatsoever. So just based off like based off the percentages of what the maps actually are, I think the best split that they could probably do is like at least 2 or 3 small a week, and then 3 or 4 large. It makes the most sense to me. And I think if that's the case, it's going to be almost an irrelevant change. I don't think that people are going to be, dodging specific weeks. I don't think people are going to be like kind of sniping on specific weeks. I think mathematically it kind of works out to the same as if you had just queued and there was no map pools. So I'm very neutral on this, and I think that they could easily just balance these out a little bit better. This is a first draft. If we give feedback on it, and we see something like this where there's 2 neutral maps, 2 or 3 small maps, 3 or 4 large maps, I think that's like basically a perfect place to be just based off how many maps there really are. And you can see here they actually updated it too. They said the map pools are for rated arena and arena skirmishes at this time, not solo shuffle. Okay, so solo shuffle, it's still going to be including all the maps. I do think I'd like to see some more medium maps made. And like I said, there is that debate about whether Ashemanes could be moved from the large to the medium side of things. And maybe there should actually be, 3 medium size. Maybe it should be something more like that. And then you lower this to like a 2-3 thing. And you lower this to like maybe like just like a 2, something like that. And that would be the most even possible. You have the most even maps, and then you have, some of those melee favored maps, some of those caster favored maps. I've seen takes from like Sea-Doo that there's certain maps that people don't really like. So the least, I would say, even though I don't personally mind these maps, the maps that are like kind of controversial are Blade's Edge. It's kind of a very unconventional arena, favors certain classes, certain compositions, which I personally don't mind, but it's one of those things where people, I think, things like Blade's Edge, what else is kind of controversial at this point? I don't really think that much, to be honest with you. Just Blade's Edge, so maybe limit Blade's Edge to one of the weeks or something like that. But yeah, I don't really know. I just feel like this is just one of those changes. I think people are overreacting. I don't mind the map pools. I saw another take as well from like some Mythic Plus players where they're like, yeah, PvPers are really going to complain about this change. We have certain affixes. We have to wait. I don't know what the rotation is on affixes. It's like 8 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that. It's like we have to wait 10 weeks to get a specific affix, and our maps are being rotated in and rotated out on such a large schedule. Like this is really nothing in the grand scheme of things, but I'm curious to know what do you think? Do you think that this is a big deal? Is this something that you're looking forward to? If they actually ended up balancing it the way I'm saying, like, do you mind it? I think they're just trying to do something new, and I really don't mind it. I think Dragonflight so far has been an expansion where, they've experimented with a few different things. They've been really listening to the community. And I have no doubt, if we come together and, we give a lot of feedback on this, they might make, some changes on what the actual map pools are. But in general, I don't mind the pool of maps as long as they're totally balanced. Right now, I would say they're not ideally balanced, as there's no real, I guess pool B is the only like kind of even one, but pool A and pool C definitely have more of an edge towards, the caster comps rather than like the melee cleaves, which people complain about. But just to reiterate once again, that just kind of comes with the territory of there just being way more large and medium maps than small maps. So yeah, that's basically the video. Wanted to update you guys on this change. The season does start today. So if you guys want to come hang out with me in my stream, I will be live playing lots of Frost Mage and Windwalker Monk. And I wish you guys luck. Please as well, let me know what you think about this change. If you guys hate it, let me know. If you guys like it, let me know. If you don't care, also let me know what you had for lunch today. Make sure you guys like the video, follow the channel, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.